Do you want to learn how to make your own bias binding? Well, here's the video for you. My name is Holly. I'm a sewing content creator, sewing pattern designer, and I have a degree in fashion design. And all this month, I'm going to be posting each day a sewing tip. So if you're learning to sew or want to learn more about sewing, then save and follow along this series. Today is a tutorial of how to make your own bias binding. Here we go. See you tomorrow.
Hello, this is a tutorial on how to make your own bias binding for your sewing projects. Lay a piece of fabric down with the grain line running vertically up and down. The equipment you need are some scissors, a chalk pencil or pencil, a ruler with a 45-degree angle and a tape measure. On your section of fabric, we need to locate the straight grain. If you have a selvage, this is the easiest way to find it, as this is a straight grain. The bias of the fabric is located at 45° off your straight grain. So grab your ruler and you need to locate your 45-degree line. Line this 45-degree line on the ruler up with your straight grain on your fabric like this. Using chalk or pencil, draw along the ruler. This is marking the 45-degree bias of the fabric. I want a 6cm bias strip, so I'm using my guidelines on my ruler to line up with the first drawn line and then drawing the second line in. If you haven't got these lines in your ruler, you can use a tape measure and measure from your first line to whatever width of bias strip you would like. Now, using a pair of scissors, cut down those diagonal lines that you have drawn, and this is now creating your strip of fabric which is perfectly cut on the bias of the fabric. To turn this piece of strip into bias binding, you need to use your iron. Fold the piece of strip into half and press along that half line with your iron. Unfold your piece of binding, and then you want to take one edge and fold it into that first line that you have just pressed halfway through and run the iron down this edge, creating the first fold of the bias binding. Then you want to do it again to the second side, meeting the edge into the other edge and then pressing nice and flat. Then we want to fold it in half again and repress that first half press with the iron. And there we have it. We have some perfectly made bias binding which you can use on all your projects. And that's what it looks like when you open it up and you sew over it and you have perfectly pressed bias binding. Hope that helped.